Good morning, and welcome to a special Monday edition of the Beef and Barnzy Show, take two. And we'll get into that later. First of all, though, I am joined by internet personality and Weber Cup stalwart and lately depressed fan of the English national soccer team, Beef Stew. How are you?
Obviously tired than I thought. I used to be the brains of the operation. I guess I'm not anymore. Right, the board is done by Brady today. If anybody's got kids, the new brown bear thing is basically Baby Shark. So brown bear, what do you see? I see Beef and Barnzy looking at me. So if you don't understand it, I really don't care. But Google it and you'll find out it's very popular right now. So
fair enough. Well, over the weekend, see what you have going on.
Well, I had a just 1 second.
All right.
Right, there we go. I was just sharing the show. Right, I went up to Junior Gold. I flew up Wednesday. Struggled to get to sleep, which was a bad idea considering I had a 6:30 wake up. We then rolled into an 11-hour ball demo over at Woodland. I still got shivers when I walked in Woodland, knowing how bad I usually bowl there. I say I had an 11 bagger though. I was bowling with Gigi. She was trying to see the lane a little bit better, and she was telling me that they weren't really that easy. And I said if she couldn't get a 5-bagger, that was a little embarrassing. She finally got to a 5-bagger and was doing the dances, and I kind of loved it quite a bit. It was pretty entertaining. If you have a look, I think she does a bit of a jig when she has her that's brown bear, I would imagine. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can click that link. But yeah, I think I had 4 warm-up shots and then peeled off an 11-bagger followed by a blower 7-10, which pretty much sums up my career bowling in Woodland. We did a video with Junior Gold participants who came through throwing strikes with the UFO alert. That's up on the YouTube channel if you want to check it out. There's some interesting styles. I think there's about 35 or 40 strikes. So you can see a bunch of different styles, 2-hander, 1-hander, ladies. I even managed to put in a lefty, which brought a comment that said my stance was softening on lefties. We did a similar thing with the Trend 2. I'll put that up in the middle of the week. So Belmo will be happy. No doubt we'll get a share for that one, so that'll be better. Then Friday, me and Frankie took a visit over to Ronnie and EJ's RT Experience Tour Experience shop over in Fishers. The bowling center over there at Pinheads is incredible. Restaurant's pretty good. So if you're still bowling Junior Gold and you need some changes, head over there, check it out. And then we had back to the early wake-up calls. I had another 6 a.m. wake-up call, and we did the Junior Gold registration. It was quite a lot of fun. We met a bunch of people who came through. I did the, hey, nice to meet you. Where are you from? And it's quite a good way to suddenly see people go from not being interested to say, well, I'm from South Carolina. And then you go, oh, Dick Allen country. And they're like, oh, we love Dick Allen. And off they start chatting away to you about, their friends or whatever. So, yeah, and that was a fun time. And then I got back on the plane. And then I had the torture of yesterday.
What? The torture of yesterday? What?
Well, losing.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, we don't care about soccer, but go ahead and talk about it for a minute.
Well, it was great. It was what you expected. They scored early and then they tried to, defend it, and they screwed it up because they always screw it up because it's England. And then we went to the penalty shootout and we lost. So, yeah. William says, can't believe you didn't give me a chance to put a bounty on your head yesterday. Yeah, I know. I probably should have bowled instead, but they've only got a really small TV in Colleen and they wouldn't give me the Wi-Fi password. So, couldn't watch. So.
Well, we are going to kick off a contest. We have this coming up, and so we want to kick that off right before we bring in our most important guest of the show. So, Stu, why don't you lead off with what we got coming for you? We've been talking about it for a little while, but it's ready to go live.
Yeah, we've got the Beef and Barnzy bracket challenge. I will just right there we go. I can share the screen. So we're running this bracket challenge. We are going to do five frame games, and it's going to be ball v ball in our in the line. So there's the bracket. Most of the first round's been bowled already. We're not giving you any spoilers. And what you need to do is you need to head over to bowlersmart.com /beef-and-Barnzy. Fill in this form. Give us an email. Pick the ball. And then this should actually say, there it is, who's going to shoot 150, because 150 is a perfect game on a 5-frame game. All the rules are here. The important part is you've got till you got 2 weeks to enter. The first video is finally going to go up tomorrow morning. So check that out. There'll also be a fun competition within the videos, but you have to watch the video to find out what that is. There's bowling balls to win. So take a guess over which ball you think's going to win. Here is the bracket. We have got Dark Code Phase 2, X1, UFO Alert, UC2, Idle Synergy, Hustles, Rap and PBR, Burners, Solid and Pearl, Intensity and the Reality, the C4, the Zen, the High Road Max, and the Proton Physics. I know that Chris bowled his first couple of rounds. Well, his first round is a couple of matches. You giving any hints away, Chris?
Maybe a couple of small upsets, but mine weren't. Mine weren't the big matches necessarily. I was the Burners and also the Synergy and UC2. So, but there you go, and it is on the house shot. All these were bowled on the house shot. And Anthony, Ryan, and I bowled on the Louisville house shot, which is maybe not the easiest one ever, but still a house shot. And then Stu bowled in Austin at...
I bowled in Georgetown at Mel's Lone Star Lanes.
There you go.
Like I say, it's a bit of fun. Check it out. It's a chance to win a free ball. Pick which of the 16 balls you think is going to win. And if you do guess correctly, you'll be put in a draw along with the other people who guess correctly. So, yeah, let's kick off July with some fun stuff. All right, let's go on to the guests, Christopher.
All right, yes, and this first of all, let's get with the man of the hour. He is a two-time Junior Team USA member, a two-time Team USA member. He was the 2021 Collegiate National Team MVP. His team, St. Ambrose, was the runner-up at that team championships. He is from Orland Park, Illinois, and he's the most recent 2021 U20 Junior Gold Champion, Cameron Crowe. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, you earned your way, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We keep hearing your name and seeing your name everywhere lately, and once again, at the biggest stage, you're the #1 qualifier. You run through the whole thing undefeated, and Alec gave you a little bit to shoot at there for a while, but once again, you came through unscathed. It was a very impressive performance.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I see are you a Dodgers fan, or are you an everybody?
I like the hat, really. I'm a White Sox fan. I'm from Chicago.
Yeah, you grew up in Chicago, so it makes it tough to cheer for sports. But
we've had a little drought But I mean, I'm not even a Cubs fan really, but like when they won the World Series, I was tuning in because it's a Chicago team winning the World Series, so I had to. You know,
it's so different in the States. If the team from my city that isn't my team, we ain't cheering.
I mean, the Cubs are from my city. They're from Chicago.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But like, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Okay.
Everton's in the same city.
Oh,
if Everton win, I'd almost rather anybody win than Everton. So
we can't.
It's more than yet a Mets Yankees thing. I think they're way more like that.
Yeah. I think that's how it is too.
So Orland Park it is a suburb of Chicago. Which side of?
Close to the south side, not like the city, but like just in the suburbs around like Tinley Park, like Naperville ish. About 45 minutes from downtown.
So Phil, for the listeners who don't really understand what goes on at Junior Gold, tell us what was the scenario? How you have 5 bowling balls?
Yes.
So and how many different patterns did you bowl?
Well, you start with 4. So you usually check in the 5 bowling balls for the 4, and then if you make it past the 4, there's 2 more, and if you make it past those, then there's 1 more, and if you make it to the show, there's an extra one.
So you actually bowled on like 8 patterns.
Yes.
And were you allowed to? Well, 2 things. The first question is: were you allowed to change balls out at any point?
No.
Second question, because this didn't happen at the U.S. Open. Did you have to move your feet?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
All right.
I stood on 5 for one pattern, and I stood on 45 for another pattern. So there it is.
Okay, show off.
I didn't say I did good when I stood on 45. I just said I stood on 45.
Honestly, we love it. That's what we get here. Before we go too much further, I think we ought to bring in your main competition in the final last week. He is also a 2-time Junior Team USA member. He was effectively the defending champion in the U20 division at Junior Gold, winning in 2019. He was the 2021 runner-up in the intercollegiate singles, and his team, Wichita State, might have beat your team at the last intercollegiate team championships. He is from Coldwater, Michigan. Alec Keplinger.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on, man? Like I said before, I can't believe somebody's wearing a hat on the show and it's not you.
I know. My hair, I actually cut my hair, so I don't have to wear a hat anymore.
Well, yeah, I had no idea. I didn't even recognize you the first time I saw you without a hat.
Yeah, I had the mullet going for a little while.
Well,
Oh boy.
Hey, not everybody can pull that off. Only a few of us actually know.
I couldn't either.
I couldn't either. Just nobody told me. That was it.
My wife says, I feel your pain, Cam, losing to Wichita State. Ugh.
Yeah, it's no fun. It's no fun at all.
Yeah, it's okay. My wife's only living with it 20 years later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's let it go. It's no problem.
Yeah,
well, you had a couple of interesting matches. It looked like they changed patterns in between the semifinal and the final. Your first match, well, actually, you hit the pocket pretty good on both matches. But you bowled, was it David in the semifinal? What was his name?
Me?
Yeah, I think it's going to you, boss.
Semifinal, that would have been Tristan.
Oh, yeah. Tristan you had a close match with him, and actually he put you in the loser's bracket. And then, man, looking through some of those scores, you guys had matches where you shot 350 and won fairly easily, and then 440. Is that because it wasn't on the fresh, or was that different patterns or nerves? What was going on?
350. I missed everything I looked at. That was terrible. But then I threw like a turkey in there, and then I guess I intimidated him. He threw a couple opens, and I was like, all right, we're cruising. And then the 440, I think I found a little bit of bump, and I took advantage. So that helped.
So does being a foot taller than everybody you're bowling against kind of help?
Just a little bit, probably. Yeah. you throw a strike, it's a little bit more like you could like stand up. You can feel like you're a little taller, more intimidating.
Yeah.
Did you get in a big slap off? You are a little bigger. I mean, you two both are not a traditionally sized elder bowler. Both being over 6 foot, both being pretty powerful, I would say, in general.
Yeah.
I mean, slap offs, I don't really like slap it off anymore as much. I really just talk, like, not like talk trash, but like I say, oh, like we get a hit, like something like that, and just yell it.
Yeah, I don't talk too much, so I don't even know if I had one slap off this whole week.
Yeah,
I think Cam was slapping them off for me.
I slap them off for you, but I don't slap them off for me. You weren't doing it for me though. I was really hurt.
So one person asked, what 5 balls did each of you register?
Alec, go first.
So I started off. I had a reality, 900 global reality, Zen, trend, hustle link, and a fast pitch.
Okay.
Okay, before I go, I'm not signed with anybody, so I had 2 purple hammers, one a 15 pound and one a 16 pound, one Zen, a warrant solid, and an incognito pearl.
Okay. All right. Did you use anything other than the 2 purple hammers?
I use a Zen a good amount, and I used the incognito for like 6 frames.
So what? So you bowl 2-handed. Do you bowl traditional 2-handed, or are you one of these guys who puts their thumb in it?
No, I'm a traditional 2-hander.
So how was sparing with that?
Sparing. So like I worked on it. Like I used to be a terrible spare shooter, and this week I wasn't the best spare shooter, but we worked on like dead handing a little bit. So we were able to make spares.
Okay, yeah, because I mean,
right amount of times.
For me, I don't know. I mean, I think a purple hammer hooks quite a bit. So, was that the one you were using for a spare? Yeah,
I would use the one I was using my strike ball with. So we just try to dead hand it as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah. And I assume that Alec, you were using the fast pitch for your spares.
Yeah, I just throw whatever at it straight. Don't really have switch. Yeah.
He's more on the norm plane and just throwing whichever ball he's throwing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you do that normally, or do you usually use a spare ball?
No, I always do that. Especially being in college, we only get 5 balls, so it's the same way.
All right, cool. All right, good luck with that. I'm not on that team. I'm actually quoted as saying there's 2 people on earth who don't need a spare ball: Norm Duke and Oscu, because only Oscu can make it never ever hook.
That's impressive, yeah.
Because his don't touch the lane for the first 35 feet if he doesn't want it to. Like he can almost half volley it into the into the 10 pin if he wanted to.
That's sick.
He's almost as strong, but his backswing is not quite as high as Oscu can get to. Yeah, it was it was something else that first match. I mean, you basically Tristan made you throw the first strike in the 10th to get through, but before you got there, you went stone 7 strike, spare, flush again, another stone 7, then a stuffed 9 pin and a strike, and then you finally threw in that and 210. And I've been in a few of those matches, and you feel like you should be winning this game by 40, and now you need the first strike in the 10th. And it didn't appear that you loved it in the 10th, but it did finally go your way.
Oh, yeah. I threw my hands up as soon as I threw the shot because it was so far left. And I felt holding, and I just threw my hands up. That was a shot to make junior team and then advance to bowl cam. So, I mean, that was one of the biggest shots I've had in a long, long time.
Is that what was going through your head when you were going up there, that you needed that to make junior team USA?
Probably shouldn't have been, but yeah, I got up there. I mean,
I think it happens to a lot of people. Everybody wants to pretend that I wasn't nervous, and we all are.
Yeah.
And those thoughts about what's important to you tend to creep in there, and how quickly you can deal with them and get back to someplace relatively normal. The better that goes. But as I was watching it, I was glad that I knew the final, because it had all the feels of a match where you win by 40 on the approach and lose by 10 on on the score sheet.
Yeah.
And it was a little tough to watch.
Yeah, a lot of my matches were like that. I mean, they were all within a few pins. I mean, the whole time during match play, I wasn't really trying to strike as much. I was just trying to fill frames. So it was more, I was just covering my spares and hoping that the other person made a mistake the whole time.
Yeah. So, just going back to that Team USA thing. So was that like that you were guaranteed a spot rather than you wouldn't have made it? So you may well have been selected.
Yeah. Well, I could have been selected potentially at team trials, but this was an automatic spot if I made it to the final match.
Right. Okay.
Top 2 in match play, and then was there something for qualifying too?
Top 4
top
the
4.
first 26 games of qualifying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where did you guys qualify?
He led qualifying. I qualified 11th for match play, so I had to work my way up there.
It turns out when you have multiple blocks 100 under, it's hard to be in the top 4.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
You did it the hard way too. You did every other block, but you started 100 under, got back to even, went back to 100 under, and then got back up into the 16 again.
Yeah, it wasn't until finally the first advances round where I was plus for the whole tournament.
So easy once again at junior gold.
Yeah. They were fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun there.
So are you guys done after this year, or have you got more attempts to go back?
This is my last year.
Yeah.
I think we both age out, right?
Yeah, he's only he's 20 days older than me. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are both 20 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me how that works, because I'm not sure everybody does understand that. I mean, once upon a time, you had to be a junior member to be part of junior gold, right? So who can bowl in junior gold now in the U20 versus the U18 division?
So the way I understand it is that because USBC created that new division where everybody 18 and under are youth. So now if you're 19 or 20, you automatically have to have an adult membership. So they created like a new junior gold membership that is for U20 division. And so now those people are separated. I'm not sure even how everybody else qualifies for junior gold if they're over 18. I just know we already had our spots because of Team USA the last year. So I'm not positive how everybody else qualifies because I'm not sure how they're allowed to bowl with youth.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, to qualify.
Yeah, I'm captain of the Bad Parent Club. I wasn't even aware that you could be in adult leagues and still bowl in the U20 junior gold. So, it seems I had at least one that might have gone up and gave it a go.
I think so.
Yeah,
I was trying to get Ryan to come room with me, be my ball rep for the week, but he was trying to make me pay for his flight up there.
Hey, my man, right there.
Yeah, I wasn't aware I could bowl until Cam called me one day, and it was like right after nationals. And he said, "Come room with me for junior gold," and I found my name on a sheet that said I was qualified for it. So
I don't know who told me. I completely forgot, but I was like, "Oh, I can bowl junior gold. Awesome." So,
it was not one of the more widespread information blasts. Like I said, obviously I have some culpability, but I had no idea that he was eligible.
Hey Ryan, don't worry about it. You're not paying for your school anyway, so I mean, it only came out of Daddy's pocket.
I watched these two bowl in the final. He would have had his hands full because the final match, the semifinal was 197 to 191. In the final, he caught all those hits back.
Yeah,
Cam was going. What the? Got the little shaker, got the 4-5 off the wall.
Oh my God.
We were warming up and I was carrying everything. I mean, I was tripping nines, all this, and I look back and Holly Harris tells me, she's like, "Stop bowling right now." Her and Coach L were saying, "Stop, save them for later." So then my first ball out of the gate was a stone 7. And I looked back and told Holly I said, "Thanks for jinxing me there."
Did you get practice before the final match too?
I didn't. He did.
Right. Okay. Well, they got that right at least. Yeah, it almost looked like you did. As much more carry down as it looked like. you had on the lane as that match went on? I mean, your ball went from mowing through them to flat 10 and wall shots.
You do have to hit the pocket to get those hits, though, Ryan.
Wow. Yeah, so you caught a couple of those hits. You that funky one off that left lane. Obviously, had something in the rack between the stone 7 and the 4 or 5 thing. Yeah. It was really weird. And then Cam goes up and ring 7s early in the match, and
I thought it was game
behind and chase. And
I 100% thought it was game. I thought I was going to lose 300 to 280. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
The way my hits were going, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, they started going through them the right way. The half pocket stuff fine shook down. And you shake off you have some hits coming your way, and you know it. And it looked like you guys were going to put a number on them. And then the 10th frame happened.
Yeah. So all week long we were sticking at the approaches. They were extremely sticky. Even the one was the final advancers. They had a thunderstorm and the power shut off, AC went out, and humidity went through the roof. So none of us should even stand up. I mean, we were all planting at the line. So then we get to this final TV pair, and they must have cleaned them off super well because I was slipping like that. And it was back to being normal like I was at school. And then I get up and I shot that spare, and I stuck from the left side and, chopped it.
Yeah, a lot of times when they put the lights on, it heats everything up, and actually you get rid of a fair amount of humidity on that TV pair. Indy is one of the worst cities in the summer to bowl in. Woodland is particularly brutal in the summer approach-wise. If you don't have a 10 slide sole, you can be basically not be able to play unless you're just a plant guy. So, yeah, they can be tough there. I assume that's not what happened on the first shot, but
no, I was losing my carry, so I was telling myself I need to grab this one a little bit more.
Need to help it.
Yes.
And we both have a little experience on what happens when you do that, and I knew exactly what was going through your mind. You had the 4 or 5, you had a shaker, you had the half 10 the last time in that lane. I went, oh, he's going to get after this one, and it hooked in the first 4 feet.
I also threw it straight to the gutter to about 1 board.
Yeah, you got it right a little quick too. It didn't stay there very long though.
No.
So, and then now Cam's on the bench and complete driver's seat, just needs a mark. And you threw the heater, Ricky.
Yeah, I was like, just throw it good and you'll strike. Maybe get 9, leave a 9 spare. And off my hand, I was like, well, this is a 379. Good job, Cam. But luckily the 7 wasn't there. I didn't hit it at all. I missed it at the bottom, and I threw it 100 miles an hour. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, make the spare, please. And thankfully.
You aced the spare. I'll give you that. That was and even the first one, on target-wise, it was pretty good. It just looked like you say, you missed a touch at the bottom, and then it doesn't slow down. And that's a good trade, the 7 for the 6. That makes it a little easier spare.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's not an easy spare to shoot for a national title.
Oh, it's not. No, but it's way easier than 379. I picked 2 of those this weekend. 2 379s this weekend out of the 15 that I left. So
okay, we need to slow this bit down here, Chris. What's this thing he speaks of, the 379? Like no lefty's ever left that.
Like the
379? That's never happened. Lefties don't even. It's so rare that when a lefty leaves it, they said, "Oh, I left the lefty 2810." They don't even call it the 379 because it never stands. Nobody who's worked in a bowling center has ever said, "Hey, can you reset the 379 on lane 20 or whatever?" It never happened because you guys never leave it ever.
I leave it so much. I left it a lot this week because I threw it out the back of the building a lot.
You don't even know what yeah, look, Ryan, never seen it. Correct, mate. Never ever. Simon doesn't even leave it when he goes back up.
I don't think Wichita has any lefties. That's why.
You didn't know you were going to have to come out here and play defense, did you, Cam?
Oh, I had a feeling. I'm in the 3v1.
You must. Were you using a reactive ball then? Or I
was using a purple, and I kept 379.
I mean,
so how did you make it? Did you shoot it back up?
Yeah, I shot it back up, and came out the pit. Like, I didn't make it like clean, but it came out the pit.
It's pretty. Yeah, they were bouncing a lot.
So now he's left-handed. He leaves 3.79s, and he's versatile.
Once again, I didn't go well when I stood on 45. I just stood on 45.
You attempted to stand on that side of the approach. I'm already.
No, Kep was yelling at me because I was standing on 20. He's like, bro, just move like 15 right. And then I moved 15 right and it went face again. He's like, keep moving. I was like, oh, my Lord. I'm going to get a nosebleed.
He finally got to a spot, though. I was like, this is what you got to do. When the gutter's not hooking, the purple hammer is not moving. Purple hammer is 379. You need to move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny you should say that because I was when you said move right, I was trying to help a kid strike on a video, and I said, "Oh, what did you leave?" And he goes, "Well, it went through the face." And I go, "Okay, you need to move like 5 left or whatever." And then he missed the head pin to the right because I forgot that he was right. He was left-handed. He goes, "You said move left." I was like, "Yeah, the other left."
Pretty good.
That's funny.
Looking out.
Yeah, I'm
looking
sorry.
out. Yeah.
It was the fact that the kid didn't even call me up on it. I mean, you went through the face, you left the 247. I say move 5 left, and you do it. Like, seriously?
Oh boy. That's okay. It's a life lesson for him. He knows now.
Yeah, well, it's because he always listens to Koch.
Yeah,
that's the Asian joke. What do you want, Koch? How many do I move, Koch?
Tell him to get a lefty coach.
Yeah, exactly. No, I wasn't the guy. Definitely wasn't the guy for that.
I think
you roomed with my son for a year. What's the most embarrassing thing he did?
Oh.
Bearing in mind that his girlfriend might be watching.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
I mean, dressing up as the elf had to be close. That wasn't bad.
Oh, that was good. We went to the grocery store looking like that.
Oh my Lord!
Did you lose a bet?
No, we were all doing it for the vlog. We were all elves, and Wesley was the Santa.
Makes sense. The shortest guy was the Santa.
Yeah,
right. Oh, that all right. You guys are going to enjoy this though. If you want to talk about fun stories, so when I was at Junior Gold, we were doing the registration thing. You know, you guys wouldn't understand. You want people take pictures with you. You don't take pictures with people. But anyway, the kids were coming in to take pictures or whatever. And I was asking everybody, you know, where they're from, who their favorite bowler was, right? And this kid's there and his mom's with him and whatever. And I said, so who's your favorite bowler? And he goes, Wesley Lowe. I looked at him and I said, say what? I go, you might be the first kid who's ever come in here who knows who Wesley Lowe is. Never mind that he's their favorite. And I like stopped the line. I'm like, this kid's favorite bowler is Wesley Lowe. I mean, I can hear you all saying, who's that? And his mother is like dying laughing. And I'm just like, as he leaves, I'm like, to Sean, I'm like, holy shit. Have you ever had, that's a first for me. I have never asked anybody who their favorite bowler was. And the answer was Wesley Lowe. I can ask Wesley Lowe's mother and she might not say Wesley Lowe.
Did you go find Wes? Did you go find Wes at registration and let him know that?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was just in too much shock. I needed to sit down before I could sign the next autograph. I mean,
to be fair, he probably heard him over the din of Junior Gold.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know.
No, they were literally completely the opposite side. But I was just like, wow.
I actually have another one that you'll appreciate, especially, Stu, is that Tristan, the guy that Alec bowled in the semifinal, said his favorite bowler was Josh Blanchard. Your ex Phoenix mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess we did have one kid tell me I'm going to have to move right because we were bowling in Indy. He said, I have to move right because the approaches are really bad there and I don't want to do the Blanchard. That's what he said to me and Cooley. And we were cracking up laughing. So.
Is this when you were Blanchard like fell, like in the gutter?
Yeah.
Ah.
I got a story about Cam. So all week we're pretty much next to each other crossing, and we bowl on the same pair a few times. And he looks at me every time I go up, and I'm the first one to bowl lead off. And he asked me if I moved. He's trying to compare his left side to my right side because he says the whole week the building was opposite from me to him.
It was.
If I moved, he moved.
That's actually pretty normal.
100% it was. If you said you moved left, I moved left with you. If you moved right, I moved right with you. If it hooked more, because it will hook more for me if it hooked less for you. I was completely clipped, I think.
There you go. Next level, bro. He's just trolling you.
There was no left.
I didn't see
go up there and talk to. So I had to. Huh?
I wasn't seeing that, but
look, here's another lefty. I call bullshit on this, Andy Patterson. You do it all the time. You never move. Do it all the time. Get out of here.
So what are your guys' plans? You're both going into your junior year, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I guess you got a year back. So does that mean you're both in your sophomore year then, or no?
I mean, bowling wise, collegiate wise, yeah, probably sophomore year, but like school wise, junior year, yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't decided if I'm going to take my extra year yet or not.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I gotcha. So what do your plans look like?
Well, I'm a finance major, and I'm going into my junior year. If the whole I don't want to go on tour thing happens, I want to be a financial advisor, something to do with money. That'd be cool. But if I think that I could compete on tour, then I would obviously go on tour. So,
yeah, I'm also a finance major going to my junior year. Not positive. I'm gonna go on tour for a couple of years and give it a try, depending on how much funding I'm able to come up with in those few years until then. Only way I'm going to probably stay in school another year is if we have a chance at a 4-peat. So, gotta do something.
No. No.
We'll see. But we had a few good debates this week.
Oh, my goodness. We were screaming at each other.
So, obviously, you know, my alumni, as an alumni, I have a much better idea of what's coming into Wichita State, what's coming into St. Ambrose the next couple of years. That makes your team the one to knock them off.
So my whole theory is lefties help in college, especially in the national title. They only have one. We have two. That was my thing. And they're righties. Their righties are very, very talented, and their lefty is probably better than both of our lefties because Spencer's special. So, but at the same time, he's throwing a pitch black, which is really, really good. But we're throwing a purple hammer, which is also really, really good. So my whole thing was, if he needs one in the 10th, I'm just hoping to God it just shines up really fast.
I don't know that necessarily. I mean, you've had the year of experience. Spencer's going to have a growth period going into the college game. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of egos flying around on their team. I mean, I feel like you're more of a Giannis. You know, there's no argument. You know, you're 5-0. You know,
me or Stubler. Stubler's super talented. Stubler could run the 5-0 as well.
But I mean, like you're the alpha. Like on their team, like they're just gonna have arguments over who's gonna go fifth. They've got a whole team who are going to be like, man, I wouldn't miss that.
If the left is in play, Spencer can have it. Spencer's going to walk up there.
I mean,
so
now you're coming into town.
Based on the USC lane man not changing anytime soon. That's what you're saying.
No, Nick Hoagland is known for disliking lefties. I don't know. He was very nice to us. Is he not?
When was the last time that you told
how good do you think you are?
No. Like this year, he was really nice to us. But at the Hoosier
nice to the left, yeah.
At the Hoosier last year, I was very, very sad because I bowled 5 frames in practice. I threw 5 shots. I struck all 5 times, and then the next shot I got 7, and the next shot after that I got 5, and I didn't bowl for the rest of the week.
So
that was the last time I bowled in a Hoagland pattern.
So do you never watch bowling on TV? Like you're one of those kids who you bowl and then you just watch other sports. Like, do you never see like Jacob, waddle crank smash, leading the US Open by like five bills?
Oh my goodness. When he has it, he has it. I mean, yes.
And you know who does the lanes for that one?
Is it Hoagland? Hoagland does the PGA patterns too. I'm still in consideration that he only does college. I was only thinking about college at that moment.
The Nationals, I don't know if you've watched many of those championships. The anchor ain't right-handed too much.
The winners for this year, they were right-handed. So
fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like
you guys have a lefty on your team this year?
No. Yeah, it's Stubler. Nate Stubler.
Oh, him?
Yeah. I mean, he struck a good amount. It's fair. But thing is, he strikes on everything. It's the me that doesn't strike on everything. He strikes on absolutely everything. So I agree with George.
Well, that depends on where.
You said what?
That depends on where. College patterns are different. Depends on where.
That's fair.
Ryan, I think you did miss once.
I can recall one.
Yeah.
I missed more than once. But they only show me missing once on TV, so I appreciate it. Waddle, crank smash.
I think it might be waddle, run, crank smash.
It actually is. But, that's EJ's nickname for Jacob.
That's pretty good. I haven't heard that one.
So where are you guys? So where would be where? So you're based in Chicago as home. When you're not in Wichita, where are you based, Alec?
I'm from Michigan.
Okay, so what was your? So did you just have a long time off during the pandemic, or did you manage to get to another state? What did you do during that?
You went to school.
What?
Well, no, but most everything was just shut down. So that's what I was wondering. Like, did you just hang out in Wichita the whole time?
No, I went home and I stayed there the whole time because I have we used to own the bowling alley, so our close family friends own it now. So I was able to go in and practice whenever.
Okay.
Ohio and Indiana started opening up pretty soon because Michigan was shut down for months. So I live right on the border, so I was able to drive like an hour to Indiana or an hour to Toledo, Ohio for tournaments.
Okay, yeah, because that was one of the interesting parts for me, like talking to some of the parents who were from Michigan and some of their stories about, the places they'd driven to and like how far they'd had to drive to go and bowl. And, he really wanted to bowl. And one guy said, yeah, he likes bowling and I like driving, so it worked out well. Guy had to drive 2 hours each way for his kid to go and bowl.
I almost flew down to Dallas to stay with the Barnes during the pandemic for a week to help them move and then bowl a tournament, but didn't end up working out. I was just trying to get out of Michigan for a week.
Yeah. It turns out moving's an overrated experience, so that's probably a good call.
Yeah. I'm sure Ryan helped a lot. Seeing how he left his box frame and everything downstairs in our basement, we had to get it out for him, left some bowling balls, hope chest, ball spinner, you name it.
So would you say that he's a good roommate then?
Oh, yeah, he's the best.
Did you get that box springs out of there?
Barely. I think Con got it out by himself because Wes and I couldn't get it. We were about ready to cut it up and take it out in 2 pieces.
We just had that discussion yesterday. He said, I need a box spring. We couldn't get it out of there. I said, didn't you get it down there? I don't know what Con
did with it because we didn't end up taking it over to the new house, but everything else made it over.
Well, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Box springs grow on trees. You should have made a trip to the Barnes house because it once on the Barnes estate, the previous house, they had a money tree that you could have gone and picked. So Ryan and Troy think.
Yeah, the leaves are all gone now, so we just left at that point. So Cam, tell me what's San Ambrose going to do this year? Are they winning the national championship?
I would like to say so, obviously, but it all depends. In matchups, styles make fights, so it depends who we face. I can't say we're not going to lose to Wichita. I would love to say we're not going to lose to Wichita, but that's obviously, they could shoot 300 at any given moment. Unless Cap's on the team, then they won't shoot 300. But as long as he's not bowling, they have a chance.
I'm riding them down. That's for sure.
Just remember, when Wichita State start walking in, just remember that the 2004 Lakers existed.
That is true.
They got all the superstars in one place, did do shit.
That is true. I just have to think of us as the 04 Pistons.
Yeah, exactly. Get those brooms out and get going.
Come on. Didn't they win in 5? They won in 4?
Was it 4? I think it was 4.
I think it was 4.
We'll go with 4 anyway. It's more fun.
Yeah, we'll go with 4.
It's our show, our story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that would be really fun. I mean, I would love to face them again in the title match. That'd be awesome.
Cam, what other sports did you play, Cam?
When I was younger, I played baseball, basketball, tried football for a year, never again. I was terrible at it. Played football, basketball, even try soccer. I used to golf, not like Kep, but like I used to golf a little bit, but I'm gonna try to pick that back up. But yeah, pretty much that's about it.
And Kep, I know you play a little golf. Anything else?
Yeah, tennis in high school, not so much anymore. Body can't really take that anymore.
Man, you're playing the whitest sports ever, aren't you?
I know.
Tennis and golf.
Cam said the same thing to me. Only if I was on the swimming team, too. It would have completed it.
Oh, my gosh.
No, lacrosse. Lacrosse would have been right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they said you were a 5 handicap. I'm like, what kind of bets are you trying to get? You play.
All of them.
Yeah.
We went and actually I drove back Friday night and played in a 36-hole big hole tournament Saturday morning for $4K on top.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yes, you're right, but I somehow don't. I think his face is too pretty for hockey. He's got too many teeth. So, are you guys going to bowl any regionals or anything?
I'm saving my last one. I already cashed in one this year. I'm saving it till we go out to Liberal again. That's
okay. So I won't see you bowl that. I'm not going to Liberal.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance too. So.
Yeah, you got to take down the reigning champ.
You won't.
He's not.
If I was there or not, but I won't be there. So you got to swing at it.
All right, good. I'll get a state for you too.
I mean, the junior gold thing's cute, and I'm really proud of you guys, but you're not ready. So.
Yeah, we tested our luck with the big boys at the Masters, and
you bowled great at the Masters.
I bowled. That was the best I probably ever bowled, maybe in my life. I won't do. I mean, I got 0-2'd, but they shot 690 and 720 on me. I wasn't doing that. So that was really fun.
Yeah, no, you bowled really well. You probably picked the wrong one to bowl, because if you'd have bowled the U.S. Open, you'd have probably been fine also.
Yeah, that's what I said the week after. I saw Butters was leading after one. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like,
yeah, the Masters was much harder on the
left. But to be fair, I mean, they slowed it down quite a bit when it got to that last pattern on the left. They didn't really slow the left down; they just sped the right up.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when the lane guy's struggling to know what he's doing. He just makes them easier on both sides and goes, knock yourselves out. Hopefully it'll work out. That's pretty much that. That isn't criticizing him. That's just in general. Like when they Reno, they either make them completely impossible on the left, so you guys just don't have a prayer, or they just make them easy. That's the only way they can figure out to balance them out.
Yeah, to make them easy on the right to try and, because they give a little bit of hook off the gutter there, and you guys that are good put a beating on them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just the way it's been. I mean, I remember one year the pattern looked like this. It went like that, and then just went straight across on the left side. It was like flat the whole way across, and it was just like, okay, you guys aren't making it this time. They've had enough of you guys, and sure enough, nobody made it.
Yeah, I think the fourth or fifth time we bowled there because it opened in '95.
Yeah.
And it was just lefty, 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 you know, every time. And so they didn't post the pattern the next year at the Masters. Like you said, it had a little bump, and then it just went straight across when they posted it later. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah. And it was still okay, but then, you know, it's still Reno. So right or left, there's pairs that are significantly worse than others.
Yeah.
And Ricky Ward was the guy he actually bowled good. He still qualified in the top 10. But he caught the same pair, and then as there were some bad spots in that bracket, he got in the loser's bracket, and 2 ranches later went right back on the same pair again. And I think they fixed most of that stuff now, but back then they just kind of rolled it back every year, kind of blew the dust off the bracket and put it back up the next year every time. And so
never in my life have I gotten
a topography because he was going good, but yeah.
Never in my life did I get a topography book for a bowling alley. That's how know it's got to be a little rough.
You get that every year at the U.S. Open.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That was crazy to me. I was like, oh my goodness. Is it like the topography that bad, or is it like that's just common?
They gave it to us the first time they gave it to us, they changed the specs on what they decided was the topography. So that one's really fine. So that's why they have the different colors. The first year we went to Dallas, they decided that they were going to make the charts based on what was legal or like what was completely flat. So we got a handout that had like 98% of the lane was green for the whole bowling center. And then there was like little squares like this big that were like slightly yellow or blue or whatever. I'm like, what's this? Like, what is this going to give me? And Chad's going, well, it just shows that they're all legal. I go, well, you didn't need to print off multiples. You could have just print off one lane and said that's how they all are. We had a book of like, there's like 48 lanes or whatever there is over there. Yeah. Every single lane looked exactly the same, like green, 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 green. Like, why even bother?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's oh, there you go. You were right. It was 5. Kobe won the first game with a game winner, and then they swept.
Okay.
So, sorry, you can let him have one game.
Yeah, same thing.
Cap, you can jump in there with some polo too.
I could see him on a horse.
Last horse I rode, I got bucked off. I ain't doing it. No more.
How long have you two guys been friends?
We were trying to decide this because
I said Wichita, like my freshman year or our freshman year.
See, he says that, but I don't remember talking to him until like the year he won team trials or the U.S. Amateur.
So he was friends with you, but you weren't friends with him. Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't good enough for him yet.
Sounds like Marshall and AJ.
AJ thought they were friends, but
Marshall's my best friend. He told me. I go, yeah, I get that Marshall's your best friend, but are you Marshall's best friend? Are you sure? AJ wouldn't talk to me for about 2 hours after that.
So what would it be now? It'd be about 2 years. 2 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really started getting to know each other about a year ago and hanging out. So
that's cool.
Yeah, we got a tournament. We're bowling up here and about a month, a little less than a month up in Chicago. So team tournament.
Yeah. He only wants to bowl with me because it's on the China, but it's okay. Take what you can get.
Him and Stubler together, 2 lefties on the China. Not to say no to that.
I'm supposed to get excited by this, but well, whatever. Yay!
I'm not surprised.
I'm not shocked at all.
I don't care either.
She's incredible.
But that's cool. I mean, it was really funny when she was beating Tommy Jones. I must admit that we enjoyed that at the U.S. Open when they were crossing together, and then it looked like Tommy had a good day. So then she decided to take all of the credit for that day by sparing the 710 in Reno. Like that's like impossible. Talk about somebody who's blessed. God damn. Sparing the 710 in Reno. I mean, like
that's impressive.
It's impossible.
It's GSXs. They don't come out. And they're not there.
Yeah.
I think I popped
when you do.
Then a 15-year-old girl just trots a little ass up there, bang, spares it. Like, are you kidding? Like Oscar's probably shot like that 20 times, 30 times there. Never even got close. Oscar was fuming. Like Oscar can't be happy for people sparing the 710. Like it's either like, man, you got lucky, or oh well, that doesn't count. It bounced off or whatever. She spared it. He's just like he's just sideways. There was one bowling center where I would make splits out the back all the time, and Oscar goes, "Yeah, you throw it the perfect speed for here. I throw it too hard." I don't know what that meant, but he threw it too hard, and it didn't. It hit the curtain wrong. It did feel like every time I went for one, I made it though. Like I spared the big four like 3 times in that bowling center.
Oh my Lord! And
Oscar was just like, "This is just kind of bullshit." So it's fun, but yeah, Oscar does get a little angry when that shit happens.
That's how Expo was this week. I tell you what, everything bounced out of the back.
Yeah,
410 out, and I watched Kid pick up a 2.810 a couple times doing it.
You watched some lefty spare the 3.79.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just shocked that he left it, so of course he spared it. Like it was the way it was the world correcting itself. It was like, well, he shouldn't have left it, so we'll give him the spare anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's how it works.
Who was your guys's? Who'd you look up to or pattern yourself after when you were starting?
So for me, I didn't really necessarily like pattern myself. So like I look at Belmo obviously when I was younger, but I don't know why, but I really like Tommy Jones, and I it was like the stat where he won like 70%.
Either.
So
yeah, knowing him, we're confused too.
No, I mean like he's a great bowler because I was like he won 70% on the tour, so I was like, oh, I want to win like him. So that was pretty much it. But like Belmo, obviously, because I wanted to learn how to bowl. So
I wanted to win like Tommy, but I wanted to be able to bowl. That's the quote. I don't care how you try and defend it, but that's what happened.
56-50. We need to clip that one right there. We're sending that one out again. So
with 2 hands. With 2 hands. Not
Oh,
one hand.
shit, that's funny.
yeah, we're not making it to that qualifier.
That should read Uncle Tommy as well.
Yeah, so I'd say growing up, obviously I gotta say my mom. I mimicked her, or not really mimicked her, but looked up to her as a bowler. But then on the PBA, the guys' side, it was always Chris Barnes and Wes Malott, those two.
You know, I'm remiss for not bringing this up earlier, but tell everybody who your mom is.
Sandra Jo Shirey used to be Odom for a little while, Sandra Jo Odom. But yeah, she has, I believe, 10 titles, 1 as an amateur, has a Queen's title.
She could really bowl. She's really good for a long time. And
then she had me, had to quit. I'm the reason.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. I always find it fun. Like people came up really sheepish in the booth, and they're like, they said to us yesterday, I said, "Who's your favorite bowler?" And they're like really shy to answer. And one thing that I was really annoyed by with bowling in general is that I feel like we do a bad job of that. Like people don't necessarily have a hero or whatever. So like they're like, I don't really have one, or I like everybody. And I'm like, nah, that's part of the fun is hating on some of the players. That's a part of the fun of the sport. Like when you watch, like, you know, you don't like every baseball player. Like that's just not how it is. So one says to me, he says he's really scared to say it. He goes, my favorite bowler is Chris Barnes. And I go, oh, that's okay. Me too. And then I look at him and I go, but you're not old enough for your favorite bowler to be Chris Barnes. One kid literally looked me in the face and said his 2 favorite bowlers were Parker Bone and Amleto. I'm like, you're 12?
Those guys are barely on YouTube still.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they're on black and white in YouTube. This is Tina's mom. She's referring to here. Tina's mom watches more bowling than anybody alive. And Chris used to be her favorite, but then she got quite disappointed because he kept losing. So she got angry with it. She didn't want to keep watching. Yeah. But she's from Austin and she remembers Wes when he was the size of like, 5'10". So 12.
Yeah.
And Wes just moved up to somewhere in Indianapolis, right? Or Indy?
Yeah, Fort Wayne, I believe.
Oh, Fort Wayne. Oh, yeah. Only an hour from my house.
Yeah, the part he doesn't say is that his mother-in-law not only went from being a fan, but she started trolling me on Facebook also. So, does she doubled down? She went completely the other way. So,
yeah, she went to a troll.
Regina wants to know, how'd you get into bowling, and do any of your family members bowl, Cam?
Yeah, my pops bowls. Or he bowled. He quit now, but he used to bowl when I was younger. When I was like, even till I was like 12. But he used to take me to the bowling alley during his league, and then I used to always want to go up there and throw the ball. So he just let me throw the ball, and then eventually, like, I got old enough to where I could throw an actual like ball, and I kept doing it with two hands, and I just never stopped bowling with two hands. So
It's working out okay.
Yeah. So far. Hopefully we keep going.
Regina come back in. Justin, her son's favorite bowler is Chris Barnes, and she has no idea why.
Yeah, because she knows me. Justin doesn't know me that well. That's all.
Love Jones with the unnecessary slap here. I mean, bro, like.
Imagine someone saying they bang their game after Stu. It's the same thing as saying their favorite bowler is Wesley Lowe.
I mean, I've bowled more than 3 games of any relevance in my life. I mean, Wesley bowled 900. Nobody even clapped.
It's true.
I mean, we've got video evidence of it.
Yeah.
We do. He each got his award for it, too.
Yeah, that trophy, by the way, was badass. That Motive made him. Cool. Did you see that on social media?
Yeah.
That was a cool trophy. I mean, yeah. I mean, that like I say, Motive went out above and beyond for that one. That was cool.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think Wesley's more famous for bowling in his backyard than he is for bowling 900, though.
He still loses out there.
I mean, he put cooking oil on a lane.
I think, Chris, you threw a couple shots, didn't you?
I've thrown a few on there.
Yeah.
Enough that I could beat Wesley on it. I mean.
Chris is all about the action. He'll bowl anybody on anything, except Brent Bowers on the
North Rock house shot.
Yeah, on the North Rock house shot. He doesn't want a piece of that.
I don't think
he'd need to practice for a while before he went on that one.
Yeah, not people want that action.
No.
What's your average at North Rock? It wasn't like 2 a lot.
Me?
Yeah.
230 was my 232 was my high.
He hooks it too much for there.
Yeah, I thought it was like 240 something, 250.
No, Brent's thumb down, up 12 over his left toe. Kep has way too much actual good bowler rev rate for that. So.
So are you saying bad bowler strike there?
Yeah, when it's 14-1, that's bad bowler ratio.
Got a point.
There's a lot of 300s there all the time.
Yeah, the more off your speed to rev rate ratio is, the better you are there. So,
just adapt.
Yeah,
just adapt.
The house shot is just another pattern. You just have to figure out how to solve it. All these people who go, "Oh, I don't want to bowl on house shots." Do you not want to make money? Like,
that's what everybody's
bad bowlers are bowling well. Therefore, I'm a good bowler, and I need to figure out how I can bowl well on it because I don't want to keep giving them my money, and they're there to take their money. So you just have to figure out a way.
It took me forever to figure it out. Could only shoot 215 on house, and now I'm averaging 230.
Okay. So now you're in the zone where you think you should spend money, but you probably shouldn't.
Correct.
Whereas when you were in the 215 zone, you just didn't spend any.
Yes.
My wife says apparently there's only room for one Asian bowler in Stu's heart. Now stop being mean to Wesley. George, where is this? I need to move there.
George, you think 300 like every 2 weeks. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I had to go to North Rock to shoot my first 300. Finally had my first one this year.
Oh, really? Did you shoot 299 a lot?
Yes. Never shot 300 until I was 19.
Wow. I mean, I shot my first one when I was 18, but I didn't bowl on what you bowled on. We didn't really have house shots in England.
Yeah, our youth lead, we never re-oiled, so it was just left over from Friday night, Dino Glow or Cosmic Bowling.
Oh, it's brutal. They really cared about you.
Yes. Our home.
So I wonder if that was Jillian Martin's first or second 300, because wasn't there a big thing that she kept messing it up? Like there was an article about it, like she'd had 299. Like Marshall was really good, and he never shot 300 for ages. Kent. He had like a dozen 299s before he shot 300. Like he just messed it up all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, I had like 800 when I was like 14, and I couldn't get the 300 for 5 years later.
Rare.
That's impressive.
All right, well,
what Cam and I have in common is we probably both shot our first honor score with urethane. So,
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, actually, my first I shot 300 when I was 10 with a Cyclone.
I honestly hate two-handers. I shot 300 when I was 10. Oh man, I tell you what, it was like a new world order, man. Honestly, when we had that demo day, because the demo sets are all set up, and we had like one set of like two-hander balls, and like after like 10 minutes, you're like, man, we should have had 5-1 two-hander balls.
Goal?
Yeah,
it was wild.
The two-handed revolution still happening, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually taken longer than I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thought we had about, my original prediction was like 3 years ago. I thought that in 10 years we'd be 50% two-handed on tour. I think it's going to take a little longer than that, but not much.
Yeah. I see that happening.
Okay, so you're going on vacation, I hear, Christopher.
I am. And speaking of the Griswolds, right in Kep's wheelhouse here, we're going to rent an RV and drive for way too far. So
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Are you doing all the driving?
They ain't letting Ryan drive.
Do not let Ryan drive.
No, they're not driving.
Hey, Ryan would be first in line in front of Troy, though.
Let's just say they're not driving. July 360 comes up, and he rolls into Lubbock, and hey, just made 278-mile drive, high speed, 108. What the?
Yeah, that sounds about when he was driving from Dallas to Wichita every week.
Yeah, yo, Chief. Once you're 30 over, they can pretty much opt out to letting you drive any further. Wear some bracelets and we can come pick you up. Like, whoa.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Cam's for you guys saw Cameron Doyle's accident here last week. It's a stark reminder of what can happen when you spend a lot of time on the road. That car was demolished.
Oh yeah, I didn't read all of it, but I saw the car in the pictures, but
yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of rain that went through, and he hydroplaned, and they flipped, and that car was airbags 100%.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you never would have survived that.
I'd rather drive in the snow than the rain. The rain's scary, not knowing when you're going to hydroplane.
Snow, there's like ice.
I dropped.
That's terrifying.
I'll take the snow.
You crazy. You are crazy.
Yeah. He's not wrong either. He helped me out that day, so I don't know.
Oh, he was texting me. He was saying the only reason you were bowling so well is because of him.
Yeah. It'll be fun when it turns around.
So is he taking the credit for the week after?
The one where I couldn't beat the field without any of the stars in it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
You still got top 10 though, didn't you? Something like that.
We're not even talking. We don't count top 10s on the PBA.
I remember. Ryan was telling me what it was like.
Walter didn't bowl. Pete didn't bowl. Norm didn't bowl. Haugen didn't bowl.
Ron Moore didn't bowl.
Ron, I mean, I know this is going to sound wrong, but which guys am I not supposed to be able to keep up with?
yourself.
And I don't keep up with him on a regular basis now. So yeah, that's true.
Didn't keep up with Amlato, that's for sure.
I did not. Amlato did wreck. He wrecked him, and actually he got run down at the end by Don Knowlton, who's actually Dan, but he was Don that day.
That day.
Yeah, it's Don. When Dan's an executive with an auto glass company, makes a lot of money, and Don bowls.
Ah.
Wow, Ryan. Fairly ballsy here.
Huh. Well, the honesty quotient just went up. He's not wrong.
Woo!
He's not wrong.
You don't want to open this door to being super honest when somebody's bowling. Oh, that might not end well. I mean, at least he's got a whole. I mean, it's not like you're going to pick on him for an entire week.
No. At least his girlfriend won't be there while I'm doing it.
I mean,
okay.
He feels confident that he's going to be protected by you picking on the other son rather than him. That's all it is.
I'm about out of ammunition there. So
yeah, maybe you should just move over to Ryan.
All right.
And then is Ryan wanting to be the hood ornament for the RV? Okay, come on, let's shut this off. The 55 people who are watching are getting bored anyway. 52.
Hey, Cam, congratulations on winning. It's we've been seeing your name a lot. Got a chance to watch you in person while you were out in Reno, and see it firsthand. And obviously, you got a ton of game, and it's moving onward and upward. And so, wish you the best. Congratulations again, and Alec, good try. So, our homes are open to all wayward. We're the Wichita State halfway house for all Wichita State students who want to bowl for a living but don't have enough money yet to, get their own hotel. So come out here and bowl, stay whenever you want. And
I mean, the only thing I would say is like overall, most of the people who've ended up staying at Barnzy's house for an extended period of time, their careers might have been good, but they've not been long.
Well,
just letting you know.
Maybe I'll have to find someone else to stay.
Well, you just don't overextend your stay.
Yeah, you can go brief trips is fine. Just don't move in.
Wow. It's been a great show. It's been a great show. I'm going to go heal up a little bit and then go practice my son for a little while, obviously, and get a little more coaching. And then,
try and get the miss left out of the system before you drive.
Yeah, it probably won't get better on vacation.
Are you taking a bowling ball with you?
Yeah. Sadly.
He's going to get the shakes if he's away from it for more than a week. It'll take him more than a week to get back into rhythm after being away for a week. That's the problem with practicing a lot.
That's yeah. Well, it's either that or be left-handed, so I gotta,
That's fair.
I mean, how do we keep up with Jason Sterner if we're not there every time? Clearly, we're not doing, because my man's been making every show.
Yeah, all that it paid off. Patterns are getting a little easier, and it's right in his wheelhouse now. So, anyway, what's coming up? We have.
I'm going to a regional this weekend coming up, and then the summer tour starts. So.
Yep, got about 10 days before the summer tour goes. I'll be bouncing back and forth between regular tour and Codger tour. So it'll be a really busy 4 or 5 weeks. What do you guys got coming up next?
I got the Lucy in a couple weeks. Just got in a couple days ago. So
who's your partner?
Sierra Shishoka. She bowled with Ryan a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good deal. Cam?
Next thing big on bowling is pretty much the team tournament with Alec. So a couple months from now, or no, 8 months from now.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
There's pretty good doubles tournaments around. Got to think that probably somebody might be willing to bowl with you.
Yeah.
Just guessing.
Yeah, I got to find something. I got to learn, or I got to figure out where all these tournaments are to make the drive.
I mean, man, they bowled with Packy like 3 or 4 years ago. So I know they bowl with you.
No, Packy strikes a lot.
Now.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Packy strikes a lot now.
Correct.
Wait, he's got two. He's got two options. He strikes a lot, or not at all.
Yeah, but when it's a lot, you make money off of them. So there's that.
Well,
right, money anyway. So
yeah.
Apparently, there's the Kentucky Open that you should hit up. So there you go.
Kentucky Open. Looks like that's what I'm bowling.
All right, Chris, run us out of here.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And with that, we will once again support those small businesses and those bowling centers out there, help them get through the summer. And when you get a chance, support the sponsors that support us. Storm, Rotogrip, Niner Global, Vice, Cool Whip, 3D Shoes, Master, Bowler's Mark, Mark Baker Bowling, Fire Lake Bowling Center, and Lightning Strikes in Fort Myers, Florida. Until next time, guys, be safe out there. Stay healthy. God bless.
See you later.
See ya.